Listen, Rihanna, when you die, God is taking me to my future. You want to kill me.
Stop everything you're doing because this one's insane. Rihanna's Beverly Hills crib just got targeted by a trained shooter, and the internet is going absolutely wild. Ivana Ortiz, the woman behind the shots, wasn't just some random crazy fan. Authorities are saying she might not have been acting alone, and bail's set at a staggering $10.2 million. Yeah, that's right, $10 million. That's the kind of number that screams something big is going on behind the scenes. And now we've got 50 Cent stepping in. No memes, no Instagram jokes, no social media flex, straight up real talk. He hit up A$AP Rocky personally and told him, "Yo, pack your bags, get Rihanna, get your family, leave, this ain't over." People are saying they might have already bounced out of Los Angeles, maybe even out of the country. You feel me? This isn't just drama, this is life and death, celebrity style. Here's the crazy part. Fans are connecting dots from A$AP's past legal battles to this shooting. Could this have been orchestrated by someone higher up? Some insider pulling strings, using Ivana as the face of a bigger plan? History has shown this pattern before. Lee Harvey Oswald, Mark David Chapman, unstable people used as puppets to cover bigger moves. And now, the question on everyone's lips, was Ivana really acting alone, or is this part of something way darker? Stick around, because we're breaking down every clip, every update, every theory. The tension is off the charts, the stakes are massive, and you do not want to miss what's coming next. Yo, listen up, gang, because after that explosive hook, we gotta dive deep into the madness. The whole Rihanna situation in Beverly Hills? Yeah, it's way bigger than most people think. Ivana Ortiz wasn't just some random deranged fan. Reports now suggest she's a trained shooter, precise, calculated, and potentially part of a larger operation. And when the bullet pierced that wall, that wasn't sloppy aim. Nah, that was skill, training, and intent. Now here's where it gets really wild. 50 Cent, always keeping an eye on the game, saw the threat and personally reached out to A$AP Rocky, giving him the warning you can't ignore. Yo, get your family, get Rihanna, pack your bags, leave LA, this could happen again. People are saying that the move wasn't just precaution. They might have already left the city, maybe even out of the country, playing it smart while the investigation unfolds. Authorities are now dropping bombshells. A potential second accomplice has been identified. That's right, they're saying Ivana may not have been alone. And why is bail set at $10.2 million? For a single incident where no one was injured? That's astronomical, gang. This is the type of number reserved for people who pose a serious, ongoing threat, someone who could strike again or has bigger ties behind the scenes. So, let's break down the story. At first, everyone assumed Ivana was just a psycho fan, someone acting alone, random, unhinged. But think about it, her precision, her boldness, the fact that she allegedly came in with an AR-15 and fired multiple shots from outside the gate, that doesn't scream deranged fangirl, that screams professional preparation. The police are investigating, the courts are setting insane bail, and fans are already speculating that this could connect to A$AP's past legal battles or someone higher up in the industry. And now the fan theories are exploding. Some people are saying this might have been a warning, not an assassination attempt. Others are connecting it to historical cases where unstable individuals were allegedly used as puppets for bigger players. Think Lee Harvey Oswald, Mark David Chapman, people used as faces to cover complex plots. Could Ivana Ortiz be the same? That's what the internet is buzzing about. Meanwhile, 50 Cent isn't playing games. This time, no memes, no Instagram flex, no jokes. He's managing the situation personally, reaching out to A$AP, making sure they understand the stakes. He knows how these things escalate in the celebrity world. A misstep, a wrong post, or a careless move could put people in serious danger. And in this case, it's not just reputation, it's real lives at risk. Let's also talk about Ivana Ortiz herself. Multiple social media videos surfaced showing her rambling, erratic behavior, and signs of mental instability. But that's where it gets tricky. Was she acting alone, or was she used by someone else? Authorities are hinting that this is a bigger plot, and fans are dissecting every detail, from her social media patterns to her movements before the incident. Some are calling her a sigh, a professional asset placed to take the heat while the real orchestrators remain hidden. And while all this is unfolding, Rihanna and her family are reportedly on the move, taking every precaution. Nobody's talking about the full scope, but insiders are saying 50 Cent's advice was followed carefully. This isn't just celebrity gossip, this is a strategic survival move. And it's shaking the entire music community because it hits close to home for anyone in that circle. Now, let's talk about the timing and pattern. Historical precedents show us that unstable individuals are sometimes used in high-profile cases to create a smokescreen. Oswald in 1963, Chapman in 1980, these were people portrayed as acting alone, but deep dives into their backgrounds and connections have always sparked speculation about larger manipulations. Fans are now drawing parallels, wondering if Ivana Ortiz was similarly positioned, perhaps linked to someone with influence in the music or entertainment industry. Meanwhile, the bail and legal filings are telling their own story. A $10.2 million bail doesn't just protect the public, it signals that authorities see this as an ongoing risk. The court is treating this as a matter of extreme severity, despite no one being physically hurt. And when you factor in the precision of her shots and the potential second accomplice, it paints a picture of something bigger than a lone incident. 50 Cent's role here is fascinating. He's not just commenting, he's taking action, making strategic moves to protect Rihanna, A$AP Rocky, and their families. He's leveraging his network, using his influence to give warnings and advice that could literally save lives. And the fans? They're watching, dissecting every update, speculating on connections, and fueling the viral energy around this story. And while social media explodes with opinions, we have to ask the question, was this truly a random attack by an unhinged fan, or is Ivana Ortiz the face of a deeper plan, orchestrated by someone higher up? Theories are flying. Some say it's linked to ASAP's court cases, others hint at connections with industry power players. Every post, every video, every statement is now being analyzed for hidden meanings. And let's not forget the psychology here. Ivana's videos show instability, but her skill with firearms, her bold approach, and the timing of the attack suggest this wasn't spontaneous. Some believe this was a controlled asset move, someone meant to take the fall while the real masterminds remain unseen. Fans are comparing this to historical cases in celebrity and political history, unstable individuals used for larger schemes. 50 Cent, with his experience and insider knowledge, saw this immediately. He's directly advising Rihanna and A$AP Rocky to prioritize safety, leave the city, and even consider leaving the country. This is a high-stakes game of survival, and he knows the difference between perception and reality in the celebrity world. The fan response has been intense. Some believe this is a full-blown conspiracy, connecting the shooter to industry power moves. Others think this might just be a warning shot, a message to keep public figures on edge. Either way, the tension is off the charts, and the story is only escalating. And yo, gang, don't sleep on the patterns here. Look at the way history has repeated itself, people acting as fronts for bigger schemes. And now, with Ivana Ortiz, the media, the police, and 50 Cent personally involved, this story has layers. It's not just a shooting, it's strategy, influence, and survival in the music world, unfolding in real time. We're only getting started. The investigation is ongoing, the social media speculation is endless, and the connections could be massive. And as fans, analysts, and insiders continue to watch, one thing is clear. This isn't just news, it's a lesson in power, influence, and who really pulls the strings behind the scenes. Yo, gang, pick up where we left off, because after everything with Ivana Ortiz and the Beverly Hills shooting, the story just keeps spiraling into chaos. Authorities are digging deeper, fans are theorizing harder, and 50 Cent? He's quietly maneuvering behind the scenes, but his moves are sending shockwaves through the music world. Now, let's break down what's happening on the ground. First, the fact that a second accomplice is being investigated changes everything. No longer are we talking about a lone unstable fan. This starts to feel like a professional operation, possibly linked to someone with resources and reach. The timing, the precision, the preparation, it all screams bigger plan, deeper motives. And with Rihanna and A$AP Rocky taking precautions, leaving Los Angeles, possibly even the country, the stakes are life or death serious. Social media exploded once details surfaced about Ivana's mental instability. Clips show her rambling, showing signs of obsession and erratic behavior, but analysts are pointing out her firearm skill and strategy suggest this was not just random. Fans are saying she fits the profile of someone used as a puppet, a psy, as they call it online, someone fronting a plot while the true orchestrators stay in the shadows. Let's rewind a bit. Look at 50 Cent's track record with A$AP Rocky, from the court trial, the public attacks, and the posts mocking false accusers. 50 has always seen the bigger picture. This time, he skipped the memes, went direct, reached A$AP Rocky personally, and advised him to relocate for safety. That's not celebrity gossip. That's real action from someone in the inner circle. And here's where it gets intense: the $10.2 million bail. That's astronomical for an incident where nobody was physically hurt. In Los Angeles, bail numbers like that are reserved for people considered serious public threats, not casual attackers. This signals authorities suspect continued danger, and the involvement of a second accomplice only reinforces that. Now, let's talk strategy. Some fans speculate this could be linked to A$AP Rocky's previous court cases, maybe even his conflicts with other industry figures. Some are even going as far as connecting this to higher-level orchestration, power moves designed to intimidate or send a message to celebrities in their orbit. And the internet? It's dissecting every angle: social media posts, past incidents, and theories about who could be pulling the strings. Meanwhile, Rihanna's team is moving cautiously. They understand the gravity. Every decision, every post, every move could affect safety and public perception. Ivana's actions weren't just a threat. They exposed how vulnerable even mega celebrities can be when someone calculated enough to strike shows up at your front gate. Now let's dive into the psychology. Ivana's social media posts show erratic, obsessive behavior, but fans are questioning the narrative. Was she genuinely acting alone, or was she manipulated by someone else? History gives context. Think Lee Harvey Oswald, Mark David Chapman. In both cases, the alleged lone actors were later suspected of being tools for larger schemes. Fans are drawing parallels, suggesting Ivana could have been deployed for a hidden agenda, someone else's shadowy plan. 50 Cent's role remains crucial. He's not just a celebrity commenting from the sidelines, he's actively advising, strategizing, and protecting lives. And that's why social media is buzzing. People see him as someone with insider knowledge, someone who knows the potential scope of danger, and someone willing to act before tragedy strikes. Adding to the drama, speculation about Roc Nation or other industry figures possibly being involved has gone viral. While unconfirmed, fans are connecting dots, asking questions about industry power plays and vendettas. Some say Ivana Ortiz was just the face, a disposable operative, while the real mastermind stayed hidden. Others argue that her actions were a warning shot, a message to Rihanna, A$AP Rocky, and anyone else in their circle. The social media frenzy is unreal. Every clip, every post, every comment from insiders is being analyzed. People are theorizing timelines, motives, and possible connections to past events. And this isn't just speculation for entertainment. It's a real-life high-stakes scenario involving potential danger to people with massive influence and reach. And the internet isn't slowing down. Fans are combing through court documents, bail filings, and police updates, trying to piece together whether Ivana Ortiz was a lone wolf or part of something much bigger. Some are pointing out details like her precision with the AR-15, her timing, and the calculated approach, suggesting she was trained and deployed for a specific purpose. Meanwhile, 50 Cent remains vigilant. His warnings aren't for views, they're serious, actionable advice. He knows how situations like this can escalate, especially in the music industry where feuds, past conflicts, and public exposure can turn deadly. His decision to reach A$AP Rocky directly shows he's not leaving anything to chance. Fans are also connecting this incident to historical precedents. Unstable individuals being used as pawns isn't new. From political assassinations to celebrity attacks, history shows patterns of psychologically manipulated operatives used as a smokescreen for deeper plans. Ivana Ortiz's erratic social media presence, combined with her apparent skill with firearms, fits the pattern. Adding fuel to the fire, there's ongoing speculation that this might connect to ASAP Rocky's past trials. Some believe that players who felt slighted or threatened might have orchestrated a warning or intimidation tactic. Others argue that Ivana's actions could be an independent escalation, but even in that case, her skill level suggests she's not a casual, random threat. And while authorities investigate, Rihanna and ASAP Rocky are taking proactive steps. Relocation, security upgrades, and strategic planning are all underway. Social media is exploding with fan theories, insider leaks, and updates from people claiming to know the real story. Every new detail seems to raise more questions than answers. Finally, the takeaway here? This isn't just celebrity drama. This is a high-stakes, real-world scenario where power, influence, and strategy collide. From Ivana Ortiz's alleged role to potential accomplices and the possibility of higher-level orchestration, the situation exposes the hidden dangers celebrities face and why someone like 50 Cent steps in to protect and advise before it's too late. The story isn't slowing down, and as more updates come in, fans and insiders alike are watching, dissecting, and theorizing. What's next? Will investigators uncover a bigger plot? Was Ivana Ortiz truly alone, or was she the tip of a massive iceberg? Only time will tell, but one thing's clear. This drama isn't just viral gossip. It's a life-or-death, rap beef-level saga unfolding in real time, and everyone in the industry is paying attention. The tension was electric in Los Angeles, and the city streets seemed to hum with whispers about what had just gone down. Rihanna had already left her home, her team moving fast, packing essentials, and securing temporary locations. Every move was calculated, measured, because the threat wasn't over. Ivana Ortiz had been apprehended, but the shadow of a second potential accomplice loomed large. Authorities were combing through surveillance, social media, and financial records, trying to trace who might have orchestrated the attack. Sources close to the situation suggested that this wasn't just a random act of violence. There were patterns, precise aim, knowledge of the property layout, and the ability to execute under pressure, all pointing toward a planned operation. Rumors began to swirl online. Some said it was retaliation for past disputes. Others speculated that someone with power in the music industry had ordered a warning. And the internet was ablaze, connecting dots, theorizing motives, and speculating on accomplices, some pointing fingers at factions long rumored to have influence behind the scenes. The bail set for Ivana was a staggering $10.2 million, not merely a financial barrier, but a signal that authorities saw a serious, ongoing threat. Experts analyzing the case suggested that her arrest might just be the tip of the iceberg. A meticulously executed AR-15 attack, one that pierced walls and threatened a celebrity family, wasn't something you could dismiss as a one-off. Investigators began to consider the possibility of continued threats, not just toward Rihanna, but anyone in her immediate circle. Meanwhile, Rihanna's legal and security teams coordinated constantly, exchanging encrypted communications, checking intel, and reviewing surveillance footage frame by frame. The goal was simple: stay ahead of any potential danger. Every entry point, every street, every exit route was mapped out. The pressure wasn't just on her safety, it was also on maintaining calm for her family, her team, and her public image, which could not afford a misstep. Public speculation grew even more intense. Some fans pointed to ASAP Rocky's past court cases as a potential motive. Others examined Ivana's social media posts, claiming that her obsession, erratic behavior, and sudden acquisition of a weapon suggested she had been recruited or influenced by someone with a hidden agenda. Analysts debated whether she was the true perpetrator or simply a pawn in a larger scheme, someone to carry out a dangerous act while the masterminds stayed hidden. Social media became a battlefield of its own. Clips of Ivana's ramblings went viral, breaking down into frame-by-frame analyses. Fans debated everything from the timing of her attack to the type of firearm used and the potential strategic planning behind it. Some commentators argued that she fit the profile of a Psy, an individual strategically placed to take the fall while protecting those who truly orchestrated the plot. Others speculated about motives tied to industry politics, old grudges, and rivalries, questioning whether this was about power, revenge, or intimidation. The drama intensified when insiders hinted at a larger, ongoing threat. Reports surfaced that authorities were examining communications suggesting Ivana may have been in contact with unknown figures prior to the attack. Every message, every connection was being scrutinized. Investigators wondered, was this an isolated incident, or was it part of a multi-layered plan designed to unsettle Rihanna and her circle? As the days unfolded, Rihanna and her family remained in constant motion, shifting locations, using decoy vehicles, and employing 24/7 security. Every step was a reminder that fame came with real-world consequences. The combination of talent, influence, and notoriety often attracted both admiration and envy, and in this case, the line between admiration and danger had been crossed violently. The investigation's public updates only added to the tension. Authorities hinted that additional accomplices might be involved, fueling speculation that Ivana Ortiz had been directed by someone with the resources and motive to orchestrate a high-profile attack. Her arrest did not provide closure. Instead, it raised more questions. Was she acting alone, or had she been used as a tool in a much larger plot? Every new lead, every piece of evidence, every witness statement became a piece of a complex puzzle that the public and media were racing to interpret. In the meantime, public reaction was intense. Fans flooded social media with theories, from the plausible to the absurd. Every potential connection to industry politics, personal feuds, or past legal cases was scrutinized. Some suggested that Ivana's precision and composure during the attack were not consistent with a typical lone unstable actor, suggesting training and guidance. Others pointed to the sheer audacity of the attack as evidence that someone powerful was pulling strings. Rihanna's team, however, stayed focused, shielding her from unnecessary exposure and controlling the narrative as much as possible. They knew that public speculation could easily spiral out of control, potentially complicating the legal and safety measures. Every social media leak, every comment, and every theory had to be carefully managed. The balance between transparency and security was delicate. One wrong move could put lives at risk. Meanwhile, law enforcement continued their meticulous investigation. Surveillance footage was analyzed repeatedly, forensic evidence cataloged, and interviews conducted with anyone who might have had contact with Ivana or possible accomplices. Digital footprints were scrutinized, phone records combed, and online activity traced. Every angle was being explored to determine whether the attack was truly random or strategically planned, and if so, who might be behind it. The tension reached its peak when news of the second potential accomplice leaked. Speculation ran wild. Who is this person? How are they connected? Were they part of an internal conspiracy, a hired hand, or someone acting independently but with influence from a more powerful figure? The uncertainty kept the public and the industry on edge. Analysts, fans, and insiders dissected every available detail, trying to predict the next move. Amidst the chaos, the message was clear: fame and influence carry real risks. Even in a world dominated by glamour, wealth, and social media, the reality of being a high-profile figure comes with threats that are calculated, deliberate, and sometimes deadly. Rihanna's situation highlighted the thin line between celebrity life and life-or-death stakes, showing how public visibility can make one a target for both obsession and malicious intent. The story continued to unfold, with authorities promising updates and insiders hinting at connections that were not immediately apparent. The interplay between public perception, media coverage, and actual security measures created a tension unlike anything the public had witnessed. Every tweet, every news report, and every online comment became part of a narrative that was still evolving as the investigation sought to uncover the full scope of the plot. And as night fell over Los Angeles, the city seemed to hold its breath. Rihanna's team continued to move, authorities continued to investigate, and the public remained glued to every update. The drama, the suspense, and the sheer audacity of the attack left a mark on the entertainment world, serving as a chilling reminder of the vulnerabilities that accompany fame. In the coming weeks, every new development, whether an arrest, a bail hearing, or a new piece of evidence, would shift the story yet again. Analysts, fans, and insiders watched closely, knowing that this incident was more than a random act. It was a complex intersection of influence, danger, and strategy. And while Ivana Ortiz's capture provided some relief, the lingering question remained: who really pulled the strings, and what else might be waiting in the shadows? The tension, the theories, the speculation, all of it underscored the fact that in the world of fame, power, and influence, threats can be strategically deployed, hidden, and incredibly sophisticated. Rihanna's survival, ASAP Rocky's vigilance, and the efforts of those like 50 Cent showed that in this high-stakes arena, even the most prepared individuals must remain constantly alert. And as the investigation deepened, one thing became crystal clear: this was not ordinary celebrity drama. It was a calculated, high-level threat, an intersection of fame, envy, and power, leaving everyone, fans, authorities, and insiders alike, wondering who would strike next and how far the web of influence truly stretched.